What's good, everybody? This is Hadi, and today I want to share my extraterrestrial contact experience. Now, this happened 3 weeks ago now. We were camping in sand dunes out here in the coast of California. And we had been out with some friends. This is me and my partner Kelsey, and we're hanging out with some friends, and we had a lovely time. Nightfall came, and we were the only ones staying camping out in these sand dunes that we had to kayak to get out there. And so nightfall comes, the sun sets. It's a beautiful starry night. All the stars are out. We are completely isolated, mind you. There's nobody, there's no real camping in this little sand dune where we were at. So we really had the whole island to ourselves. And we're just laying on our backs, looking up at the stars, looking at the constellations and figuring out. We saw the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction and Scorpio and, tracking Capricorn and all the different constellations. And we were all just, of course, amazed and awed every time you look at at a starry sky and just, contemplating our place in this vast universe. And, the stars are out, planes are out, you see lights moving, across the sky. And we started joking around that we're going to catch an ET and look for an ET. And, as we're saying that and we're joking around, we start to see more of these lights that are not airplanes because of the distance, of how far they are and just the way they're flying. They're not always kind of going in a direct line the way an airplane might fly to a destination, but they're rather kind of circling around and, being a little more aimless and just kind of wandering. So that was exciting. A little freaky. But we're feeling good. We're enjoying ourselves. So we keep looking. We're on the lookout, and we're talking, and then there comes this time when I see something move, and maybe you can relate to this. Sometimes the eyes, like if you're not directly looking at something, so if my gaze is here, your eye can see around, right? There's a lot that your eye can take in, and so if you look indirectly at something, you can see other things, right? So I spot one of these things, and I tell Kelsey, I'm like, look over here, don't look directly at it, but you'll see this light that's circling around in the sky. And so she does it too, and she sees them too, right? She sees this ship moving around in the sky. And so, we're all giddy and we're pretty excited and excited to see more. And then I'm facing her, right? And then at one point, I look back up, and right there, like right in front of, above us, I see this light, and it looked like a pupil almost, or like it was this black hole, okay? This black organic hole that had expanded when I looked away, and when I saw back, it was this black hole, and around it was a ring of light, okay? So here's this black hole in the sky. Mind you, all stars are the sizes of like a period, right? They're just tiny little dots in the sky. And here is this massive black hole that it's opening, right? It's like a pupil in the sense that, a pupil dilates, it opens and closes. And so this thing is opening, right? And I look up, I see this thing surrounded by the ring of light. Um, and my initial reaction was like, what the hell is that, right? Like, whoa, look at that. Do you see that? And she sees it too. But as she sees it, and as we both are looking at it, the pupil kind of like shies away or backs up a little, and it begins to close up again, right? So it's almost like it noticed that it was being observed as well. So it closes up. All right, mind you, it's this big circular thing in the sky, right? So it looked like an eye. It looked like a pupil, and so it becomes aware that we're looking at it too. So it closes up. Okay, the pupil completely disappears into a tiny little dot, and then the dot just kind of starts circling around, and it disappears. Okay, so I'm pretty shocked at that moment, right? Like, wow, okay, I've always been open and have, believed that we're definitely not alone, and there's so many accounts of extraterrestrials, and there's definitely so much we don't know. But, in the moment, I was, wow. I was just wowed, right? So I was a little shocked, but I quickly got it together and I got into a meditative state. So I got really quiet and really deep into myself, and I could hear voices, I could hear thoughts in my head that weren't my own. And the thought, or the sort of, what came through was, they want to make contact. They're ready to make contact. And I said this out loud to Kelsey, and I told her, hey, they want to make contact. And I took a deep breath in and I said, yes, okay, let's do it. Like, I'm ready for this. And so I'm in my meditative state, just, very still, very quiet in my head. And so I say yes, I'm ready to make contact. And then it goes silent. My mind just goes completely silent. I'm very present. We're, aware of where we're at. We're in this sand dune island. Nobody else on the island. We had to canoe somewhere, kayak somewhere to get close to any light or any other people. And then I get this stream, okay, so like this rush from above. I could feel it coming down and enter my body. It was this like shower of light, okay, that it just came down, it hit my head, and then it just funneled through my nervous system, and it would just spread, and I could feel my entire nervous system come alive. It was tingling, it was light, it was lit up, okay, so my whole nervous system was lit up, tingling, like sometimes when your foot falls asleep or something, it was that kind of tingly, just electricity running and coursing through my whole body. I knew about this from before. I knew about upgrading the nervous system and upgrading the body to receive more light and to be able to receive more information. This was crazy. This was nothing like I could have prepared for, I guess. And it just completely covered my body. I was inside my body, because I had my eyes closed, was light. It was just light. Everything was lit up. And I was tingling. My body started to tense up. My muscles were tensing up. And I was not feeling, like physically I wasn't feeling that great, but the download that came through was this new frequency, or this new vibration that I was given a peek into. Pure bliss, okay? Pure love. Just love and bliss and light at such a high, it was vibrating at such a high energy. It was nothing like I have ever experienced before. And if you know about like Kundalini awakening and, Shakti, it kind of felt like that, but it was from above. Usually the Shakti is supposed to rise from the bottom of your spine up to the top. This came from above. Like they pushed a button, they did something telepathically. I just received an insane amount of energy, okay? And everything is light, everything is energy in this universe. So I was shown that. I was shown that next stage, maybe, that next step in our evolution and into what is possible, what's there for us to experience, okay? Now, mind you, this is a completely different, altered state of being, right? This is like not your average state of existence. And I was fried after that was done. So this, I have no idea how long this lasted for, but it slowly went back upstairs, and I was left just really kind of tense, very activated. Like I could run 3 marathons right then and there, and Kelsey just had to like hold my hand and ground me, and bring me back down, because I was not really in my body. It was amazing. It was incredible. It was beautiful. It was truly bliss. It was love. It was a very positive, very high experience. And the download was just, this is what's possible for you and for everybody else. Like peace, like ecstatic. That's the word. It was ecstatic. Ecstatic love, ecstatic bliss, ecstatic joy for life, okay? And I was just crying, like tears were flowing down my face. And that was a lot. And after that, we were kind of a little spooked, I guess. And we just took it easy. And then, but that changed me forever. Completely changed me forever. Maybe you out there, you've had some similar experience, or you can shed some more light on an experience like this of having been contacted. I've been sort of intuitively preparing myself for this, I guess. For a while I'd been interested in this and kind of seeking out the experience, and it happened. And like I said, after that everything changed, and it kind of redirected my my focus and my studies. I got really into studying the Pleiadians and studying about DNA, right, and activating DNA, because we only know about, I don't know, like 3%, 10% of our DNA. We're like, that we know what it does. We know that DNA encodes and creates protein, but there's a whole other vast majority of the DNA that people have called junk DNA for a little too long, and I think that's really not applicable anymore, at least not after this experience. So I've been, doing a lot of research on that, on activating our DNA and activating our body, right, and clearing the emotional body, clearing the mental body, clearing the physical body, right, because these are our vessels through life. So, this experience kind of confirmed a lot of things for me. It made me be a little more secure and confident in that this path is the right one, intuitively, to follow sort of all this metaphysical breadcrumbs that are being that are appearing more and more in my life. And it's excited to do it with other people, right? It's cool that Kelsey saw it too, and it's changed both of our lives. right? Forever. Like, there's no going back to something before that where, wow, okay, we were contacted by something in the stars, like something up there. So my outlook on ETs has changed a lot. One of my teachers, I like how they talked about ETs, extraterrestrials, being the good guys, and aliens being the bad guys, aliens, the grays, um, because there are many encounters with people that are abused or used by visitors from outside. And my experience was very positive, right? They asked if I wanted to make contact, if we wanted to make contact. And I said yes, because it felt right. You know, it didn't feel, I was spooked in the moment because I'm a newbie to ET encounters, but it was all very positive, and it's all been positive since, right? I haven't had any, there's no fear around this stuff. There's no real, it's all been good. I think it's what I needed, right? It fueled my desire to keep exploring. It fueled my interests in exploring all these extrasensory abilities that we have, right? And developing them so that we can be more in tune with ourselves. And by doing that, we become more in tune with this planet. And by doing that, we become more in tune with this universe. So, very exciting stuff. I feel good. It feels good to talk about it now. I feel like the thoughts are more crystallized. Because in the moment, it was just energy, right? This explosion of energy and this entrance into a whole new dimension. So that was that. The week after, we had a pretty incredible mushroom experience, and I might have to make another video about that, where we were shown telepathy, and we were able to communicate telepathically. But that's a whole nother video. So thanks for watching, and if you have had any experience and anything related to what I just talked about, please let me know. I'd love to hear your experience. It feels like this whole area of ETs and visitors from other planets, it's always been there, but it really changes your outlook when it happens to you. It's kind of like a tag you're it, and you're part of this bigger world, right? This bigger connection between us and other extraterrestrial species. So that's all very exciting. Anyway, that's that. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Stay open. Keep your mind open. Keep your heart open. Anything is possible. And that's something I've learned. The more I can stay open, the more life opens up to me. So that's it for this video. Here are some lovely sunflowers for your viewing pleasure. I'll talk to you soon.